What's going on, Acolyte Squad? My name is Oliver and welcome to another Acolyte tutorial. Today we're going to be going over how to recreate a MEDASIN style bass. Now we won't be creating one exactly from a specific song, but it's a bass that can be heard throughout many of his different songs and it's very versatile, so it can be used for a lot of different styles of chill or future bass music. So it's a one oscillator sound, just with a lot of effects and processing on it to make it sound as juicy as it can. So in this tutorial we're going to be learning how to make it. So I'm just going to give you a little sneak peek of what we're going to be going through today. And so we'll play around with the macros, which really give it the versatility that you really want in a chill bass like this. So this is the normal sound and with the post-processing too. And then we'll just start playing around with it. So you can do just so much with this sound. It's really quite versatile. So we're going to be going through how to make that. So before we get started, I just wanted to let you guys know that George will be doing a production live stream on our channel on Saturday. So if you want to hang around and get notified when that goes live, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you can tune in. Alright, enough talk. Let's get into this. Alright, so as you can see, we just got one oscillator going on. Basic shapes is under analog. Boom. So we just got a normal sine. Oh geez. So we just got a normal saw wave going on here. So we got the wavetable position at 1. And I didn't touch anything else in the entire oscillator. Like, that's how simple this sound is. So the only other sound I have going on is the noise oscillator, which is on the default under organics AC hum 1. And I did nothing to this except for put the level to 15% to be modulated later. So let's take a listen to what we have with all that. Here, I'll turn it up so you can hear better. Alright, that's better, and then we can always reset it later. Cool. So you can't hear the noise very much, but that becomes a lot more apparent when you get into the multiband compressor and distortion. Alright, so the first filter is MG Low 24. Just go in here, MG Low 24. And we've only got it on oscillator A, not the noise oscillator, because you want to be able to hear the noise even when this is low passed. So it's not doing anything right now because we have the macros all turned off. So nothing's being affected here, but it's still important to have all the parameters set right. So the first cutoff is at 601 Hertz, resonance is at 17%, fatness is at 28%, drive is at 0, and mix is at 0. And that's it for the first filter. So now moving on to the effects. The filter, we have a filter first, and it's on band 12, so normal, band 12. Cutoff is at 486 Hertz, and it's not getting modulated by anything because we want to keep that vocal aspect, which we'll hear later. Oh hey, barely alive. Resonance is at 20%, drive is at 13%, and fatness is all the way down. Mix is at 0. I'm sorry, I can't do this. That's not actually barely alive. That's my friend Bryce. He named himself that. Don't get your hopes up. So mix is at 0, and can't really hear a difference because it's being modulated by this macro, and I have it all the way down, so you can't hear anything right now. Next is hyper dimension. So we've got the hyper at 21% and the rate at 14%. Didn't do anything with dimension. So I actually rarely put this on my basses, but since I'm tying it all together and making it 100% mono here, it's okay to have a little bit of wideness in the sound because it just makes the sound more full. So this is what it sounds like now. Can't hear too much of a difference, but once you add the distortion on and the multiband compression, it just fills in the space a bit more. So we'll move on to distortion. It's just a hard clip, and drive all the way up, mix all the way up. Makes it a little warmer. And then we got multiband compression. So the threshold is at negative 9.9 decibels. Ratio didn't touch. Attack didn't touch. Release is at 470.2 milliseconds and gain is all the way down. And we've got multiband selected. So you can hear what I was saying about the noise not coming through until you put the compressor on. Cool. So before we get into the macros, I'm just going to go through this one LFO. So we've got LFO 1 on the master tuning going in both directions. You get that by clicking this arrow, and it's going up by 4. So I've got the actual LFO set to off, and we turn BPM off so we can just access the hertz. And I've got it at 11.6 hertz and didn't touch this. It's the same waveform. So to begin with the macros, we'll go with macro 2 to start because that is going on the LFO, saying how much it modulates master tuning. And I called it vibrato because this is what it does. And by the way, don't try vibratoing a bass that's really low, like on F2 here. It just ends up sounding like bad and crunchy. I just realized I forgot to set that back. That must be better. Yeah, so don't use vibrato when the bass is too low because it just makes it sound like it's buffeting. Nice. Okay, next we've got macro 1. And so we've got it going down negative 20 on the level of the noise oscillator and going up 100% on the mix of the first filter. That's it. So you can see what it's doing here. Cool. Went over vibrato first, and then the next one is macro 3, and it's just the wavetable position. So I've got this on the wavetable position knob. Who'd have thought? So that's going up 29. So it just lets you access the sine wave, saw wave, and then triangle wave. So you can just get the different kind of overtones on the bass. Alright, so macro 4 is going to the mix of the band 12 filter in the effects tab, and it's just going up all the way on the mix. And you can totally play around with the cutoff if you want to get a different kind of vocal feel. That sounds really cool. I never thought to do that. So this is on 486, I believe. Doesn't matter. Oh, and so the last thing is I have mono and legato checked. And I've got the portamento on 86 milliseconds. So when you play two notes at the same time, they glide into each other instead of just... So we turn legato on so that the bass doesn't restart every time you hit a new note, because you don't want to hear a hit before every glide when the note is going from the bottom note up to the top one. And that's it for the actual preset. And now we'll go on to the post-processing. So first thing I've got on is a saturation knob. Ooh. I've mentioned it a couple times. I love it. It's like a super simple way to get a really nice distortion on your sound. And so this is what it does to the sound. Just makes it a lot warmer. Next thing is Fab Filter. So I've just got two bell curves. One is boosting at about 57 hertz by about 4 decibels. And then one is cutting about 5 decibels just out of the middle, so it sounds less vocal. and it just sounds like more of a bass, so you don't focus on it as much. And last thing I did was just put a stereo enhancer on it and made it super mono. I've got that knob all the way up. Can't hear it too much, but it's just in case there's anything that's a little bit too wide. It's just like completely shutting it all down. And that is the bass. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.